Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Zen and Zazen class. Today we will talk about Sawaki Roshi's quotes, but before that, as always, let's sit together for half an hour.
我们今天讲泽木老师那本书，但是在之前我们还是有半个小时坐禅啊，30分钟坐禅。
Thank you for joining. So today I want to talk about Sawaki Roshi's To You again. The next quote is: Buddhism teaches us, that's what I talked about 2 weeks ago. Buddhism teaches us that it's a joy to be born into this world as a human being. And then the next one. Samadhi means seriously asking yourself the question, how must this life be lived? So I think in Zen, especially in Zen Zazen, where you work with koans, kind of the importance of the doubt. Having a question, working with a question is quite emphasized. And even if you don't have a question, the teacher will give you a question, like a so-called koan. One famous one is, when two hands clap, there's a sound, but what's the sound of one hand clapping? While in Soto Zen, the importance of, doubt or asking a question is usually not so much emphasized. Actually, I've met quite a number of practitioners who say, isn't Zen practice about stopping to ask questions? Isn't it about, stopping to seek for answers? And I can understand that opinion, because whenever you seek for something, you seek for the answer somewhere, you're already not there anymore. You have a doubt and you hope to solve that doubt tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and then you forget that actually you are already living the answer. On the other hand, to have this realization that we're already living the answer, it's important to have the question. And for example, in my case, from a young age, I asked myself, what's the meaning of life? And today I would say there's no meaning of life. That's what makes life beautiful. But to have that realization, I needed to have this question, but there must be a meaning. I need to know the meaning. For somebody who never asked himself, how should I live this life? Should I live in the first place? Is there meaning to life? There will be no appreciation for the answer, which is you're already living the answer, just to live each present moment. That's the answer. So I agree with what Sawaki Roshi says here, that you should ask yourself the question, how must this life be lived? Or I think in the original Japanese, Sawaki Roshi doesn't actually speak about life. What does he say here? Zammai to wa issho ni oite nani o seneba naran ka to you jiko o motsu koto de aru. So it's not so much different. Samadhi means, in this one life, what should I do? What's my purpose in this life? To have that kind of self, to have that kind of firm self that's putting itself into question, thus, that's mean to be living in Samadhi. And of course, also the word Samadhi is interpreted in lots of ways. Usually people, when they talk about Samadhi, they think about deep meditation states. But what Sawaki Roshi is hinting here is something completely different. It doesn't mean to go into deep trance state or whatever. It means to be aware in each moment of your life. What am I actually doing here? Sounds quite opposite of what most people combine with the word Samadhi. But yeah, maybe Xuan-san, you would like to translate.
然后刚才老师读了一句，泽木老师写的一段，就是他说的一句话是我们中文叫三摩地哈，Samadhi，是什么意思呢？其实是非常严肃的问你自己一个问题，就是你这一生要怎么度过？老师说，其实，在禅修里面，有一些人，其实有的时候你没有问题，然后你的老师可能也会问你问题，因为就像公案的那些公案的讨论是禅修里面的一部分，就比如特别有名的一个是两只手才可以鼓掌，一只手怎么才能鼓掌，才能发出声音来，就类似这种问题，可能你自己没有问题，但是老师会问你。然后，但是也有一些人说呢，禅修其实做禅练习，其实是为了可以停止问问题。因为当你在找这个答案的时候呢，其实你已经不在原来你问问题那个地方了。当你在寻找一个问题答案的时候，其实你已经离开这个问题很远了。我们经常在问一个问题，然后在寻找这个答案的时候，其实你忘了你已经活在这个答案当中。所以，当你去寻求什么、寻找什么的时候，其实你已经离你原来那个地方很远了。就是你想问那个问题，其实已经很远了。就好像老师他小的时候年轻的时候曾经问自己，生命的意义是什么呢？他问了自己很多次，生命的意义到底是什么？其实答案是生命没有意义，因为我们是活在这个意义当中的，很难找到一个具体生命是什么意义，因为你已经在那儿了。当你去寻找的时候，你已经离那个答案很远了，所以我们是活在这个答案当中的。然后今天老师读的这个，因为它是日语翻译成英语嘛，有一点点小偏差，但是差不多。老师刚才说，其实三摩地呢，呃，三摩地，他其实是在严肃的问自己，我们应当怎样过这一生。当然，对于Samadhi有很多不同的解释。然后一般的禅师或者是一般的老师可能解释为，就是深度的坐禅冥想，就是到达一种禅修冥想的一种很深的境界。但是泽木老师他对三摩地的一个理解不是这样的，他认为三摩地就是要问你自己这个问题，就是你这一生想要怎样度过，你的生命是有什么意义，而这个问题是问你自己的，并不是我们一般老师看到的，就是要做禅，要禅修里面，达到什么样的境界，而是问你自己这一生你应当怎样度过，就是问你现在的这一生，而不是去追求什么。
Okay, shall we do one more? The next one is a little bit longer, but not so complicated. Everyone believes that satisfaction doesn't mean anything more than laying on the couch or dozing in a hot spring. Maybe, as you know, the Japanese like to go to hot springs and relax there, recreate there. But Sawaki Roshi says that's not what really is meant by satisfaction. No, satisfaction means being suffused. How do you pronounce that? Suffused with joy, stability, and happiness. So I think what he means there, I'm not really familiar with this English word suffused, means that this joy, stability, and happiness really penetrates your whole body. It goes right into your core. You're really in your element. Joy, stability, and happiness are your elements. Only when you're fully arrived in the present instant will you experience true joy, stability, and happiness. So just like 2 weeks ago, when Sawaki Roshi says Buddhism teaches you that it's a joy to be born into this world as a human being. Again, here he doesn't emphasize, as maybe some other Buddhists do, that life in this world is suffering, but actually it's about discovering the joy. And this joy is not the joy that you might experience when you lie on the couch and watch Netflix. It's not the joy that you experience in the hot spring. What's the difference? When you lie on the couch watching Netflix, usually you're kind of escaping the dullness of your daily life. And the same when you go on a trip to the hot springs, wherever you go skiing, you go to the beach in the summer, and that's nice. But usually that's a form of recreation that's almost a little bit like an escape from daily life. And if on Monday work starts again, it's like, oh, again, I have another week. I have to work until Friday. And the only thing that keeps you going until Friday, you already think about what you're going to do on Friday night, on Saturday night. And Sawaki Roshi says, well, that's not what I mean by satisfaction. It means to be fully, well, immersed in the present moment, to return to your element. Today, I don't have this dragon diving into the water and the tiger in the mountain calligraphy. Although these two also actually, on both, I see the character for tiger, for the dragon. There's a dragon here. There's one down here. I don't know if you can read that one. I can't read it. But it's some kind of dragon. If anybody has an idea what this could be. Anyway, just like the dragon that's back in the elements, in the water, in the clouds, that's happiness. When you're in the present moment, when you're yourself. But most of us, we think of happiness or satisfaction as this kind of escape from my ordinary self. And, well, basically the point is no. Real satisfaction is something that you should experience from New Year's until December 31st, from Monday till Sunday. It's not something that only starts when work is over. Okay, so much from my side. Xuan-san, after you translate, everybody is welcome to ask questions or share things that you would like to share.
老师刚才又读了一段啊，大概其的意思给大家翻译一下就是每一个人都好像相信满足，满足并不是说我们躺在沙发上，或者是睡在温泉里，就是或者是我们认为的满足啊，好像不是，好像我们认为的满足好像就是要躺在沙发上，或者是在温泉里面啊，它应该是反义的其实那个总老师其实不是这样的，满足并不是为了满足，其实并不是充满了喜悦或者是平衡，或者是快乐。只有当我们真正的在这一刻当下的时候，真正体会到真的快乐的经验的时候，就是你当下的这个体验的真正的快乐平衡还有幸福才是满足。然后老师说，就是我们可能认为的快乐和满足是和逃避好像挂钩的。比如说你很累的时候，然后你躺在沙发上，或者是你在温泉里面，好像你逃避了一个你现在正在经过的一个状态，就好像我们周一的时候就想到周五，因为周五好像因为周五到周五之后以后我们好像就是说周一来工作，为了到周五，因为周五之后你的工作就结束了，就会有周末了。其实不是这样的，因为我们应该从周一开始就快乐，就是应该从周一开始呢就体会到当时的幸福，不是说周一要到周五为了逃避这些工作。然后老师说，真正的快乐呢，泽木老师说的不是为了逃避，而是为了找到真正的自己。就好像我们那个老师刚才后边的有那个字儿嘛，龙和虎，就是我们上一次读的那个，好像那个龙它回到了海里面，那个虎回到了山里面一样，就是它其实不是当时它回到了，只是它意识到了它在水里面，虎它就在山里面，所以真正的快乐并不来源于逃避，不是逃避原来的自己，或者是逃避你现在正在经历的一些事情，而是 而是让我们看到真正的自己，然后享受当下的那个自己，不管它是快乐还是痛苦的，其实那个就是满足，那个才是真正的快乐。大概是这个意思啊，大家有问题可以提。
Thank you very much. So if you have questions or things that you would like to share, you can do so now. Either start right away or raise your hand. There are two direct messages. I don't know if they contain questions. No, there are no questions in the direct messages.
Okay, hello everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Hugo. Good
Hello,
to see
Tanya.
you. Good to see you again. I liked what you talked about now because I know it personally that the great doubt started with my Zazen practice. I was in doubt, am I doing that right? Am I doing that right? And I still know this doubt, but I also know the stability that gave the practice to me over the years, more than 10 now. And so I liked what you talked about now with the doubt, that the doubt for me is like keeps the flame burning. If I don't know the doubt and I don't have a question, I can't become like open wide. And I like to look for my own question. What is my question now? And that's you told in one of your videos maybe 2 years ago, what's your question? Keep burning for your question or something like that.
Yes.
And this feeling, if I don't have a question in the practice, I'm sitting like dumb, like dull. And
Yes.
with a question, but I work with koans, and I have the same process with the koans. I do them maybe for 2 years now. With the first starting Zazen, I sometimes feel with the koans like a total beginner in Zazen and great doubt, don't know anything, do everything wrong. But now I know its way and have the stability to keep it, this thing. But I also know that I don't want to be in touch with the koan. I feel like dull. Oh, the question is coming, the koan is coming and going, and I don't have any relationship with it. And so, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is the question. How do I get this relationship with the koan, even if I'm tired, I'm disappointed because it goes for so long and nothing happens. And I know this is the process, is the way, but yeah, maybe this is the question.
Yeah, but I think that's exactly the point of the koan. How do you connect to the koan, or how do you become one with the koan? And if there would be an easy solution, like here, that's how you become one with the koan, that's how you connect, then it wouldn't be a koan anymore. I mean, the point of each koan is that it helps you to become clueless again, almost like in the beginning. There's this one famous koan that I often quote is, if whatever you do is no good, but doing nothing is also no good. Whatever you do, it's the wrong answer. What do you do? So how do you connect with that? Or how do you work with that? That's exactly the point. There's no way to work with that. You can't do anything. Whatever you do is wrong. And even if you don't do anything, it's wrong. That's the point, to throw you back into this feeling of complete cluelessness again. That's the point. That's the point. So when you feel, even after 10 years, like a beginner, like the first koan again, I have no idea. That's great. I mean, that's what the koans are for.
Thank you.
Because most of us at a certain age, we think what life is about, we think who we are, and we think how the game we think we know how the game is played, and we are only dissatisfied because we don't gain as much points as we think we have earned. But yeah, a koan brings you back to this point where you have no idea what life is about, you have no idea who you are, you have no idea about the game and how you want to play it. And that's the whole point of the koan. Throw you out of this feeling, but I know who I am. I know what my life is. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't even know what a koan is. You don't even know what the Zen practice means. That's great.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Anything else you would like to share? Yes, Julian, please.
I think I often talk about this with Joseph when he was smaller, and now, we're both the kind of people who had that great doubt from the very beginning, like you, like, what am I doing here? And trying to enter life, first of all, by solving it with the top inch of the head. But I just think always, balanced with that sense of cluelessness that koan practice can give you, it's also so important to keep the stability of the body and come back to the body all the time. Yes. Otherwise, if you're just fighting that kind of belief doubt thing up here, you can get unbalanced. So presumably in the original Japanese, Sawaki Roshi was talking about ante, stability. And I mean, that's why it's so important to have the physical practice in Zazen, isn't it? Just to return to the body and keep grounded.
Yes. I mean, Dogen says sit like a mountain, and also in koan practice, it's not only doubt that's emphasized, but also great belief or trust, kind of, that also gives you, on the mental side, gives you stability to have this belief, whatever is going to happen, it's going to be okay, or I've only this way, I can only walk forward on this way. You need that kind of.
Sorry, there's a great artwork by an American artist. I think her name is Kruger. It's just huge lettering, and it says "belief plus doubt equals sanity." And I keep that up in the kitchen always. That kind of, it's that balance, isn't it? Like Tanya was saying, belief and doubt. It's balanced equally. So.
Belief plus doubt is what?
Sanity.
Sanity.
Yeah. It's. I saw it in New York from the enormous lettering, and I just took a photo and I keep it up always.
Great. Anything else that you would like to ask or share? Today is the 11th. So next time, 18th, we go back to Kanzazengi. 25th is Christmas. How do we do it? Is Christmas ordinary Monday Zazen, or do we skip it?
Do you have plan on Christmas?
Pardon?
Do you have plan on Christmas? Do you have plan?
Oh, I don't have any plans. So, I mean, as you know, in Japan, it's it's a dating event for young people, but it doesn't have so much importance. So if in China it's not so important, we can do it as always. And if anybody is busy, you don't have to attend. Werner? We can't hear you. For some reason. Oh, it seems you're not muted, but still we can't hear you. Oh, sorry, we can't hear you. If it's important, you can write it in the chat. So anyway, next week as normal, and then in 2 weeks also. If nothing is happening, we will also do it on Christmas, 25th.
Okay, great. This is good.
Werner, was there something you want to share? You have found a way to share? Yeah, can't hear you. Well, maybe you keep it until next week. Maybe you find a way to connect until next week. I wish I could read your lips. I see how your mouth is moving, but I can't hear it. I'm sorry for that. So if there are no other questions, nothing else, see you next Monday if you like. Have a nice week. Thank you for joining, and thank you to Xuan for hosting us, for translating.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Muho, I don't know if you can see, I got your letter.
Ah, yeah, great. Ah, yeah, on top. I see. Great. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You can read it probably. Shinjin Datsuraku.
Yes.
Dropping off body and mind.
Yes,
Yeah.
look cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, see you. Ah, you're gonna show us?
Yes.
Yeah. Shinjin Datsuraku. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.